Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is the newest DreamWorks animated movie. Now, this does not officially hit theaters until December, I think 26th or 23rd, I forget. But because of uh, because of this early screening that they did for one day only, I was able to see it and get this review out early for you guys. So if you see my Shrek review series where I'm saying in the lead up to Puss in Boots 2, even though I have a review for Puss in Boots 2, that's why, just to get that out of the way. I really like this movie. No spoilers for this movie because this movie is going to be out in December and it's November right now, so I don't want to give you spoilers for this movie. Um, but I will probably do a mild spoiler. Well, I will do a spoiler section at the end of this review, just because there are some mild things I want to talk about. But you can click off before any spoilers. Um, I really liked this movie for a couple reasons. The first person Boots was okay. Like it was fine. I every time I watch it, um, I enjoy myself, but it's also very forgettable. And I think that's because the Shrek movies were really good at parodying these fairy tale characters in interesting and clever ways. And Puss in Boots didn't really do any of that. It was just a fun action adventure little movie. But it was nothing more than that, and that's fine. This one is really good because it does do all that. But the animation, first of all, is gorgeous here. The new style that they're using, that it makes the characters move so dynamically and freely across the screen, allows the animation to give so many crazy visuals that are just awesome. It allows so much detail and life to everything. Feels very Into the Spider Verse, but in a very different way. Where that's trying to be very comic booky. This one's trying to be very action heavy, and so that it really helps this movie a lot and leads to some great action scenes. Um, just some awesome animation here. But what I really liked about this movie overall, for the most part, is the humor is a lot better. It's super clever. I mean, you got Goldilocks and Three Bears. It's a clever parody of the Goldilocks and Three Bears storyline that was had some heart to it, and that was fun. You got another villain in here who's not been in the trailer, so I won't say, but he was funny in it. And you got other like great bits and characters. This movie joked a lot about death, which was very funny. It was a very funny movie. A lot of the gags were really dark and messed up and kind of twisted for a kids movie, but it was also like a fun way. Like not like, oh, a kid, it's inappropriate for a kid. No, it's actually just very clever, very smart. And so it was just really good. There's a lot of great stuff like that. And a lot of fun moments and references to the previous Shrek movies are in this, which I will talk about towards the end of this review. But there's a lot of great moments within this movie that were just awesome to see. You have so many great characters in this movie. Like the character Burrito was able to bring a lot of heart and humor into it. A lot of the great voice acting. Florence Pugh does a great voice in this movie. Of course, Antonio Banderas as Puss always does a great job. Sandra Bullock as Kitty Softpaws returns, and she does a great job. Just so many great moments in this movie. It was awesome. I was very shocked by it because like I knew I was gonna enjoy this movie, but I thought I would enjoy it in the same way I enjoyed the first one. But I laughed out loud. There was a lot of dark and disturbing jokes, and it was clear the audience really liked it too. So I have a feeling that when this comes out, it's going to be a big hit. Families are going to really enjoy this one. Now let me get into mild spoilers. Actually, before I get into my mild spoilers, let me say a couple more things, then I'll warn you. I really enjoyed that Puss actually had a character arc in the movie. So, of course, in the movie, if you've seen the trailers, you know this has to deal with Puss's mortality, and that is a great aspect of this movie about learning to appreciate the life that you have. And so there's a lot of great character arcs with the villains and stuff, and him in the movie, and learning to appreciate what they have, and it's really awesome, and that leads to some great moments. Now we'll get into mild spoilers. So the end of this movie, there's a joke about them going to visit old friends, and then you see far, far away. So, are we going to see the Shrek universe? Are we going to see Shrek again? Like, I'm confused. Because that feels like a follow up that's never going to happen. And we do see a glimpse of Shrek and Donkey in the movie when Puss is having his life flash before his eyes. You see Shrek and Donkey. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I think if they don't follow this up, there's going to be angry fans. Because I'll tell you this. Um, as soon as this movie started popping out trailers and was being announced, hundreds and hundreds of trending tabs on Twitter were putting hashtag Shrek 5. Clearly, the demand for Shrek 5 is insanely high, and so even slightly referencing them is going to be doing some big stuff. At the beginning of this movie, they show a new DreamWorks logo that shows Shrek and Fiona. So clearly, I think they're leading up to something involving Shrek. I don't know, but I cannot wait to see whatever the hell it is. Um, and Goldilocks' story about her learning to appreciate her bear family was that was nice. I also like that there's a twist with this wolf character who you think is a bounty hunter, but then you realize he's death personified, trying to hunt down Puss, and that's a great idea. And it's really dark for a kids movie, and they literally point blank call him death. They don't say it any other way, and even the character's like, "I don't mean that any other way. That I'm just death." And that's awesome. It was a great movie. I'm excited to possibly see this again in theaters before it's gone in December. I probably won't just because I'll be so busy during the holidays, but I may try to because this is just a great movie.